Dear me, yeah, you, that version of me that did what they had to do to survive, to belong, to be chosen. Thank you. But I don't need that armor anymore. We handling it now.
Y'all, what happens when you stop living your life off of adrenaline and start building a life that feels like home? Yeah, you already know what's coming next. Get your cup, get comfy, because we're about to pour into what matters. So have you ever noticed how survival mode will be having you move so fast that you can't even pay attention to something you've missed? For me, that was peace. And if you were on survival mode like me, it was peace for you too. I didn't know what peace was, let alone what it even felt like. The first time I caught myself not in survival mode, I was in my kitchen and I started laughing. Y'all, no, like really laughing. I was moving, I was dancing, I was grooving to the music, and for the first time in a long time, it was just me and Bella. Bella's my dog. And we were just having a good time. And y'all, even she thanked me. Yes, even she thanked me. See, a lot of people don't know that pets take on the identity of their owner, all the way down to their health conditions. So when my nervous system was all off whack, I was either having a meltdown, meaning I was either having a meltdown, a breakdown, a panic attack, crying uncontrollably. She would be somewhere shedding hair. And every day I would just sweep up piles and piles of hair, not even paying attention till one day I realized I was getting ready to have a panic attack, and she got to me before I had my full-blown panic attack. And then I paid attention every time after that. Every time I got ready to feel one big emotion, she was there before it happened. Coincidence? Want to believe it or not? But for me, yes. Because that moment when I was in the kitchen and I was dancing and I looked at her and she was beside me, I finally realized, wait a minute, I haven't swept up hair in a very long time. And in that moment, that experience let me know that I was finally building a home within myself, because it was happening from the inside out. For so long, survival mode was my norm. I was always doing something for someone, rushing to be somewhere, caring more than I should because I thought I was measured by how much I could endure. How much I could endure. See, here's where I'm gonna start taking my time, because I want y'all to get this part. But then I started noticing the subtle changes. Like Bella dancing in the kitchen with me instead of somewhere shedding hair. Or my loved ones, ooh, my favorite, my loved ones beaming and letting it be known that I walk differently, I talk differently, I'm becoming lighter. And they're not the quiet type. They're the loud, messy type. The type that's like, girl, you wasn't like that when you was with. Yeah, that messy type. But I didn't even care, because I was just thanking God that they were able to see me at this point in my life. See, for so many years, it was touch and go. And I didn't know. But what I didn't know is that they did. What I didn't know is that they knew exactly where I was, even when I was trying to mask it. So for those of you that are new to my journey, let me backtrack and share some stuff. The best way to put it is, everything was crumbling before me. That's the best way to put it. Everything I had learned to become was crumbling before me, and I did not know what to do. I didn't. From the moment I FaceTimed my mom that summer of 2021 and saw her in that hospital bed and could barely recognize who she was, to getting on that plane and caring for her those 3 months out there, to bringing her back here for her only to live a month and then transition. Not even 6 months after her passing, I go through an ugly divorce that was public on his end. And if you know anything about deaths, it can bring out the ugly in people. And baby, the ugly was brought. If you know anything about a divorce, it can bring out the ugly in people. And that shit was brought. Not to even mention, before I got on a plane in August, I was already working out negotiations to get a building to start my business. And if you ever started a business, everything that can go wrong, guess what? It goes wrong. So now I'm trying to open a business. All that has transitioned. And then at the same time, I'm still trying to handle my deceased mother's affairs in another state, while trying to move my parents from Cali to Texas. That was a notion in itself. To get my parents here, for them to be here 6 months, and then my mom take a turn for the worse, and the home that I had designed for them, laid everything out, did the modifications. Now she's living with me the last 6 months of her life. I could go on, but I just wanted to share that with you so you know where I'm coming from and what I have been through and what I'm still going through. When you decide to heal, life is gonna happen. Things are gonna happen. While I thought my life was crumbling, everything had to die. I had to grieve. I grieved so much mentally, physically, spiritually, because it was death. I was the old me was leaving. The new me was getting ready to start emerging after all those transitions took place. So it wasn't me just falling off during that period, and me turning cold, and me, I don't know who she is. I was grieving the life I once had that I no longer had. I mean, all the way down from my occupation to the people who gave me birth. All parts of me was changing, and it was all happening at one time. And the information I was receiving was overwhelming. So when I say it was touch and go, yeah, it was touch and go. It was definitely touch and go. But through it all, I was able to discover a new me. I was able to start finding a new me. I was able to start putting pieces of what I did want and what I didn't want back together. And from that, that's how they got to see a lighter me. A me that talks differently. A me that moves differently. And then I also realized that sometimes it's not the words that people say, but it's the reflection of the light that they bring back to you to let you know that you're changing. All right, let's get to the core of the matter. And that's survival mode can keep us going, but it doesn't teach us how to live. Now here's some more truth about survival mode. if you're not careful, it'll have you believe in some lies that are not even truth because you have trained your brain to believe it is true. And the biggest lie of them all is you can expect to build the life you desire off the fumes you currently have and the lies given by other people. And some of them lies given by other people may look like this. So please be on the lookout as you start to do your transformation out of survival mode. I'm getting ready to harp on rest. Feeling guilty for resting, always feeling like you have to do something because you were taught that stillness is laziness. Let me say that one more time. You were taught that stillness was laziness, when in actuality, stillness is medicine. And I'm not talking about sleeping in the bed all day. I'm talking about trying to even do meditation for 5 minutes. What? Tamika, people can't do meditation for 5 minutes? Or it could be, girl, you want me to do meditation for 5 minutes? Depending on how you're looking at it. From the people who are girl, yeah, they can't. Some people cannot do it for 5 minutes. You don't believe me? Go watch Eat, Pray, Love, because that's where I got it from. Go watch that movie, thank me later. But I watched that movie and I tried to do it for 5 minutes. And guess what? I found myself, I got to 3 minutes thinking I was maybe like 30 seconds shy of 5 minutes. And then I realized, oh my God, I couldn't even sit for 5 minutes. And the goal was not to think of anything. And I thought of everything. Everything. And for those of you who said, girl, I can't do that. Baby, I feel you. I understand. Start little. Do a minute. That's too much, do 30 seconds. That's too much, do 10. Start where you're comfortable and then start building from there. But to those other people that really can't fathom, yeah, that's what survival mode will do to you. Because you're always going. To where you don't have time to stop and even take a breath for yourself. Here's another one. Survival mode will make you believe that you have to carry everything on your own. Not teaching you when it's time to put things down, because the real strength is learning when to let shit go. It doesn't do that. And what I mean by that is, yeah, I'll pick that up on my way home from work. Yeah, don't worry, on my day off, I'll make sure I'll get that done for you. Oh, I have some downtime. How about we do this? That's a lot of stuff you're doing for other people. That's a lot of stuff you carrying for other people. Don't worry about it, I got it. That's one of the most dangerous things we could say to somebody. That's a setup for you. Here goes another one. Confusing productivity with love. So when you started adding all that stuff onto your list because you're strong and you can just handle it all, and now you're overworking because you want to be felt, seen, heard, and loved. Just because you want someone to know you there, when in actuality you deserve love because you exist. Or how about when you always feel like you're running out of time and there's never enough time in the day because you were taught that time was scarce. When in actuality, when you slow down, time expands. And then let's go back to how you can do that meditation. So you struggle to be by yourself without distractions. Don't even feel bad, y'all. This is everything I've had to struggle with. Every single thing I mentioned, I've had to struggle with myself. Some of them I was able to complete like this and transform it, and some of it, when I say baby steps, and sometimes I felt like I was crawling backwards, all that. But no matter what, I didn't give up. I kept going. Even days when it looked like I was regressing. So the core of the matter is survival is going to look different for everybody. For everybody. And you got to figure out what your survival looks like for you, so you can identify those patterns and then learn how to reparent. You already know what's coming up next. Baby, we is finna reparent. Stay with me. All right. Are you ready for the reparenting part? Get your cup. I'm going to try to explain this the best way I can, because I'm going to use 3 personal experiences that I had to work through. And that was 1, being with myself, 2, reclaiming my time, and 3, redefining what strength and success look like. Now that first one, learning to be with self, that was hard because I was always doing something for other people. So learning to be with myself, when I talked about that meditation and how it was even hard to sit with myself for 5 minutes, one day I remember I was dog tired and damn near sick, and I was laying in the bed, and y'all, I got up out of bed to start moving around to clean stuff because my mind was racing that much to where I could not even sit still in peace. That's when I realized, oh, peace is something I don't even know. I keep going because peace, it gives me like ants in my pants, like wiggly wigglies. Like I can't sit still. Like it's very uncomfortable. It's like someone sitting there staring at you in an awkward silence, and you just want to start moving around. That's how it felt like when I was by myself and I didn't know how to be by myself. So I did. I started the 5-minute meditation, and I worked my way up to an hour meditation. And then how I did that, I didn't start off not thinking of anything, because baby, that was just too much for me. I started off by thinking of one thing. I focused on one thing. Now I narrowed it down to one thing, and focusing on one thing took time to narrow it down. To now I can do a meditation full 5 minutes of not thinking of anything. Breath work. It's beautiful. The second thing, reclaiming my time. I started carving out time for me. It started off 30 minutes to myself, whether it was journaling, whether it was dancing, whether it was just looking at TV or looking at a black TV with no TV on. So I mean a black screen. Whatever it was, I did it for 30 minutes. To now, when I feel like I need it, I just go on walks randomly to recharge myself. Because what's the best way to put it for y'all? Time isn't my enemy no more. I get to shape it. And then 3, redefining what strength and success was for me. Strength was determined by how much I can do for other people. So I stopped doing for other people and I started doing for me. For me. And success looked like all the things that I could accomplish. And now success looks like, does that align with me without putting me in overload? Does it send me down a spiral? Am I able to do this without sweating, without having a panic attack, without freaking out? Because peace is my comfort zone now. And I realize when things disturb my peace, I don't even want it anymore. So those are my 3 things I did. Learn to be with myself, learning to reclaim my time. Because if I don't have time for anybody else, how could you make time for anybody else? That's like you trying to go to a financial advisor and they haven't even set up their finances in order yet. Is you coming? Nah, you ain't coming. And the last thing I had to do was redefine success and strength for me. I can't wait to see and hear about how you're going to start your relearning process and what 1, 2, or 3 things you're going to start to relearn. Real talk, I can see how survival mode wasn't a waste of time. It sharpened my strength, my endurance, my ability to read complexities and whole dualities. It gave me the tools I needed for the other side of this journey. Yeah, it did. So if you find yourself in default mode, remember this. Peace isn't something you earn. You don't have to prove you're worthy of joy. And you're able to build a life that feels like home. And if you don't hear anything else I say, dare to be delusional. Yes, welcome to Delulu Island, itches, where you give yourself permission to believe the most positive, outrageous thought. Go figure that. Can y'all do that? Can y'all do that? I mean, thoughts that are too good to be true. I mean, thoughts that you don't even think it's possible. And then watch that shift happen in reality. No, for real. Watch it happen in reality. Like, for real, for real. Now go live your best life. All right. Go get your journal or a pen and some paper because we're getting ready to do our task for the week. Go on now. All right. Your Delulu hack of this week is going to start with an affirmation. You ready? Here we go. Write this down. Everything I want is already on its way to me. I do not chase. I attract. I am worthy of everything good. That's the affirmation. Now, here's your Delulu Land tip of the week. Write down one Delulu goal for the week and imagine it coming your way without having to do anything. When I mean anything, I mean you don't have to do anything for it. You don't have to plan. You don't have to think of the details. Do not worry about anything, even if it feels impossible. Then I want you to smile after you write it. Know that what you're saying is true and walk in it. That's how you get your manifestation. That's how you claim your power. Because in Delulu Land, we dare to be delusional. And that's where dreams start to turn into reality. Next time on Dear Me, we're handling it now. We're going to be stepping into architect mode. What it's like when you're getting out of survival mode and building the life that you want. Setting that foundation brick by brick while sprinkling a little Delulu in there because that's the secret sauce to making it real. Until next time, dear me, we're handling it now.